Beautiful morning down here at Barrett Reserve at West Beach for the 1998 RAA Bay to Birdwood Run, and it's going to be a stunning day, I can tell. The Barrett Reserve is just a picture. The council down here has done a wonderful job as the cars pull in this morning, sun rising up there over the east over the city. Now, I must profess I'm not much of an expert on cars. I love them, and I think that's probably as far as I could go, but John Croker's with me, and John's the expert here. He's going to tell us all about them here this morning. G'day, John.
Morning, Steve. I don't put that sort of pressure on me first thing in the morning. An expert I'm not. I'm an enthusiast, just as all these people are. You'll find that every one of these fellows is an expert about his own particular motor car, but we're here to enjoy what is an enormous event, the biggest single one-day event of its kind anywhere in the world, we like to say, because it's for veteran, vintage and post-vintage classic motor cars up to 1949, and we'll be seeing over 1,500 of them here in little old Adelaide, and that's quite something. The RAA have supported this event for some years now, and the Bay to Birdwood has become an enormous event on the vintage car calendar.
Well, certainly a world-recognised event, John, and the first time that we've actually moved down here to Barrett Reserve at West Beach.
Yes, we've had to do that because of all the development going on at the end of Anzac Highway, and with an enormous assemblage of cars like this, we need this sort of space. So it's been a positive move. Unfortunately, it's not exactly on the bay, but nevertheless, we've got a great amount of room here where we can get all the cars together in one place, where previously at the bay we had the cars in one place, the trucks in another, and the motorcycles in a third. This time they're all together, clustered around the start line and ready to go. Have a look at these people giving the thing the last loving polish.
Yeah, they certainly do, John. It's just an amazing thing to watch. They care for their cars, they love their cars, they treat them just like kids. And the motorbikes and the fire engines and the trucks, they're all in there right amongst it. Let's just have a little listen to what some of the people have to say about being in the RAA Bay to Birdwood and enjoying the whole camaraderie of the event. What's your name?
Wilson, Stuart Wilson and Joan Wilson.
And how many of these have you been in?
Everyone.
Every one of them. Yeah, we've got some more down this side as well.
And then this one. And that's this year's batch.
Paul Tatterson.
And
Beth.
Beth Tatterson.
1928 Packard. I found it in Queensland 7 or 8 years ago, complete from the windscreen forward and nothing from the windscreen back, and it's taken 7 years to restore. No, love it. Can't wait for the 2 years to come around.
Been up since 4 in the morning.
Fantastic. There's no other word for it. I mean, you have a look around for yourself. Beautiful day, perfect weather, lovely cars, just perfect. Well, when I first actually picked the car, it was just a rolling chassis, no body at all. From ground up restoration to as it is now, completed in about three to 4 years. It's a 1923 T Ford. A lot of painstaking hours, obviously money as well. You have a look around.
Today, certainly looking forward to it. My The driver, the nominated driver, Deirdre, will be piloting us through the hazards of the Adelaide Hills, and I hope she does a bit better job than I did, because I collected another singer on the way in this morning.
So you feel relatively safer than driving?
I'm safer with me driving, believe me.
Very much safer. Very much safer.
I can tell you, it's a 1934 Packard. We bought it from the UK. It was owned before us by a Scandinavian fellow. This is the first one I've been to, yes. Yes, I'm very pleased to be here, and particularly as it's raining cats and dogs in Perth, which we need, but this is rather wonderful to be in South Australia on a day like today.
There's Janet Holmes-Court, one of Australia's wealthiest women, who's graced us with her presence today with that beautiful Packard, John.
Oh, yes. Guest of honour, Janet Holmes-Court, and very pleased to be here. She is.
Now, just look at that lineup of cars. There's people everywhere. There's cars everywhere. On the other side, we've got the motorbikes lined up as well, and a huge variety of trucks. There's all sorts of cars. See some magnificent Jaguars in amongst that lot there, and ranging back, I think our oldest car goes back to, what, 1898 here?
That's right.
Now we're just off for the start, and there's Brian Nadelow, the Mayor of Glenelg, along with Sir Eric Neal, the Governor of South Australia. And what's the story with the seaweed here?
It's a little tradition that's come up with the Bay to Birdwood, and it harks back to the time when all of the roads around Adelaide, and particularly the Bay Road that led up, which has become Anzac Highway, was dirt, not fully sealed, and so they used to bring up the seaweed from the bay and scatter it on the dirt to keep down the dust.
Keep the dust down. Well, there's our finest here, the constabulary heading off in that beautiful Chrysler Royal. That's a bit older than 1949, isn't it?
Yes, a little dispensation allowed there, but a fully restored Chrysler Royal, so it's in the spirit of the event.
Janet Holmes-Court and that magnificent Packard, as we mentioned earlier, and yet another Packard too.
There's three of them here today, Steve. All three of them from the same era and same bodywork, but one with a V12, one with a V8 and one with a six-cylinder motor.
Bit of a shove there. Who's that?
That's the oldest car in the event, the 1903 Empire.
And will they make the run up to Birdwood, do you think? It's a pretty steep run.
He has before, so he will.
Okay, and off with the MTT bus, the municipal transport bus, which I guess has been restored nicely too.
Yes, by the workshops. They are now the Trans Adelaide workshops, but they were the MTT, and it's great to see all the organisations. We've got Sagasco, as they were then. They've got a vehicle in this. We've got a number of fire engines, all restored to their original splendour and part of the Bay to Birdwood.
Okay, we've let a few of the cars go. Better let some of the bikes off. So they're as much a part of the run as the cars.
Oh yes. Well, once upon a time, not every family owned a car, and motorbikes were much more plentiful than they are these days. And the era up to 1949, of course, was the time of the great British motorcycle industry. So we've got names like Beezer and Triumph and Norton and Ariel and AJS, and Japanese bikes relatively unknown up until that time.
And now they're all the rage.
Yes, it's changed.
People have a great time on this, as we can see here, just hanging off the trucks. They're waving the flags. Of course, the Crows won yesterday, and that's sort of helped things along as well, I think, to and all the camaraderie of it.